Started. Okay. 5. What you laughing at?
The way your head just kept. That was funny.
Hey, welcome back to B to Z. No.
A's allowed.
How are you? You can't answer back right now, so we're doing okay. And
You can answer back in the comments. Tell us how you're doing.
Yes, tell us how you're doing. I really would like to know.
Yeah.
We're doing the movie, reviewing the movie.
The Barbarian.
Mm-hmm.
No Conan.
No Arnold Schwarzenegger. But that's who he was.
Yeah.
The Terminator.
And no Grace Jones either. She's not.
Strong J. All right, so this week we're reviewing The Barbarian. I said review. I said it twice. I did it. This show has helped me out. Let's take a moment and say that this is the reason why I can do R's and V's and W's because of the show.
Review.
It's just
a word now.
A word.
Not
that's a word.
We will.
Don't do that because I might fall back. All right, so The Barbarian. It was filmed. It was released this year, I believe.
This year, yes.
We found it on bootleg. Our picture was really good though. And no, not on bootleg because that's illegal. Yeah. All right. So it starts off with, well, I just remember because I do bad in the beginning of movies.
It's on HBO Max.
Her being in the house with a man.
Who was her?
And the lady in the movie, her name, I don't know, and I don't think we really need to know.
I don't think they tell us her name.
No, I don't think we.
They might have mentioned it, yeah.
She's in an Airbnb, but there's someone else occupying the Airbnb. And
well, she's trying to get into the Airbnb. It's raining a storm and she parks. She goes, hits the lockbox for the key, and there's no key in it. So then she calls the person. Either that or she didn't have she didn't have the right number first. Then she had to call and get the right number. She put it in the lockbox, no key in the lock. She's out there. Then the dude that was in there came out and said, "Hey, who are you? Why are you out here?" And she was like, "No, this is mine. I rented this." And then they go back and forth. And like she rented on Airbnb and he rented on some other app.
Oh, I'm glad. Yeah, I didn't see. I saw this movie twice, and I still didn't see that part. Yeah. One day I will see the beginning of movies. So then that's when he keeps trying to he tries to keep her there. He tries to
just be
make
nice
sure she did. He was being it was a little weird. Nice. Maybe it's because we're from Philly, and I'm like,
no, I think as a guy, like if you. Whether he was trying to hit on her or not, like if he was just trying to make her feel comfortable, like he was extra with it.
Yeah, he was extra because when she came out the bathroom, he was waiting right outside in the chair with the two glasses of wine.
No, that was extra. That was him hitting on her. But earlier when he was just like, "No, everything's cool. Like you just take the bedroom, I'll sleep on the couch, blah blah blah." But
he was a weirdo to me. Yeah, it just was a lot extra. But anyway, they end up being cool or whatever. They had some drinks the night before. She was there.
Oh no! What happened? That's what happened when she told her why he was there, and then he told her who he was and what he did for a living. They realized it like meshed. So that's when she was like, "Oh, he was there to interview somebody about the new music scene or whatever."
And she was working with somebody about
doing a documentary about the new music scene, and he was a musician that was in that scene.
Yeah, so that's how they ended. She got more comfortable with her.
Yeah, and he was like, "You know who you should interview? You should interview me."
And then So anyway, they go to bed. He sleeps on the couch. Yeah. She sleeps in the bedroom. She locks the door. Okay, what you doing? She sleeps, but she notices she wakes up in the middle of the night and she notices the door is open.
Yeah.
And when she walks through, she sees him on the couch sleep, and he's making noises like having a bad dream. Then what happened?
She woke him up and he was scared of her. Yeah. Like he was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And she was like, "My door was open and I locked it."
Like,
no, I'm in here to sleep.
Yeah, you all touching me while I'm asleep.
Yeah.
So she goes back to sleep. She wakes up in the morning when she gets up for her interview. That's what she was.
Yeah, she was going to the interview with the document to do
the documentary people. Yeah. So he leaves. He already left. He left her a note and just said leave. That's why now I get it. Why he said leave the key because they didn't have 2 keys.
Yeah. Leave the key back in the lockbox. So
when she goes to the interview, the lady when she goes outside, the neighborhood is barren. It's all
destitute. Yeah. There's one house that
and
is
it's
not
in Detroit. It's in Detroit, right?
Yeah, there's one. And I found out after this movie, the whole block she can buy in Detroit for like $5,000.
Yeah, Detroit is like it's time to go and get some and do right by the people of Detroit.
Just don't go in there and gentrify this shit. Yeah,
but no, it's some properties and stuff. Look at Detroit. But so she goes out and I mean abandoned like trees growing through houses and no roofs.
But the one house she's in is like really nice and kept up, and it's weird. Like everything else is screwed up. Everything. I mean, even like the pavement and like the street itself. Yeah, it looks like the apocalypse.
Yeah, it looks. That's what it looks like. I Am Legend.
Yeah, it looks like one. No, they're doing a part 2 to that.
I know.
It won't make it on this show.
Maybe not, or maybe it will, because it might not. We'll see. Go ahead, Will Smith, Philadelphia. Okay. Anyway, so she goes out. She recognizes she's in a bad neighborhood, but she gets in the car and goes to the interview. The lady from the interviewer, asks her where she's staying. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, you safe?
You shouldn't be staying there.
Yeah.
So she's like, well, there's no other place for me to stay, and it's trying to say it's a nice place. She was like, no, you need to move. Get out of there.
Yeah.
So, she goes back and she's going in the door. A hobo, a bum, a homeless person, whatever you call them. What they call them now? Unsheltered, unhoused.
Don't use that term. That's
don't
just weird. Just help them.
Just help them. Yeah. Just stop changing words up. Don't you knock this thing over, kid. Changing words up. Just give them money. Okay. Or houses. All these houses available. Anyway, he's chasing her and saying, don't go in the house. Come here, girl. Come here. Yeah. And so she's hurrying up to get in the house. She calls the police. It's so dangerous around there. The cops some neighborhoods, they just don't come to the next day. Which they did. No, they came a week later.
They didn't come. She found them somewhere else.
Oh, that's right. They ain't never come. Yeah. But the cops was like, well, ain't nobody around here. So
yeah, we don't have. Yeah.
And that's what it is. So
They told her they were coming tomorrow, but
whatever.
Oh, well, maybe they did. But the next day she was.
You saw how that neighborhood look. You see how they do us. But anyway, she goes
we lived in that house. That wasn't no black people.
Oh no, it was not.
They was there before it ran down. They was there when it was.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
So she goes in the bathroom, does not wipe herself. Come on, lady. Who raised you? But there was no toilet paper in there. But it's time to get in the shower or something. You don't just pull your clothes back up, or you keep your pants down to your knees and you waddle. So you can find some tissue. And I know you got some tissue in your pocketbook. Anyway, so she's looking for toilet paper with her clothes back on, and she goes down to the basement.
And there's toilet paper down there.
And as she goes down, the door
closes and locks behind her.
And it doesn't close like slam shut. It's
just like it's like it's a heavy door, like it just.
So so she's stuck down there and she can't get out, and then she's fiddling around touching stuff. Why do people touch stuff in other people's houses? I don't understand.
Well, if I'm paying to be there,
I'm not fiddling around on nobody's stuff.
I don't want to pay to be in nobody else's house. I did that once. I ain't like it.
But she ends up finding this rope and she ends up pulling it. And as she's pulling it, it opens up a door. As soon as I saw, if I did something like that, which I would not have done.
Yeah, it was a rope in the wall.
If
it was just hanging out the wall, and she pulled it a little bit, and then the wall started to open up.
Curiosity did what?
It killed that cat. I don't know. Your cat might be trying to waste her life now.
So she's pulling the rope and it's opening the door. I would have stopped, but I wouldn't even got there for her. But then she's like, I thought she had sense. And she looked and she's like, nope.
Yep.
But?
Yeah, being that she was locked down there, she thought maybe that was a way out or something.
That don't even make any sense.
Yeah, you in a basement and the wall opened up. I think it's just going to get deeper and darker.
It's not the Underground Railroad.
Exactly. But.
Anyway. She opens it up and then she's like, no, but then she goes and sit down. She's sitting there and she's like, well, maybe if I get this mirror and put it through the light and I'll be able to
Number
see.
C. Yeah.
So she does that. Then she goes through the door. Dummy. Then she goes further and she ends up seeing a room with a bed that got blood and pee and stuff that was on there forever and a bucket and a video camera. And she's like, oh man, what is this? So she leaves and runs out. And she's banging on the window because she hears the guy come back. And she's banging on the window and he's like, what happened? What are you doing? And she gives the key. He opens, he comes in and gets her.
Yeah.
And she's like, let me go. I want to leave. I'm packing up. I'm leaving. She already packed her things because of the bump.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, wait, don't leave. He just kept trying to keep her there for some reason. It was a little odd to me when I looked at it. It was really odd. But then he's like, I'm gonna go in the basement and see what you saw. Just please stay here. So he goes in the basement. I wouldn't have stayed there. I would have propped something at that door. Left him my number if I thought he was cute and I wanted to talk to him. Because I think that's what she wanted. She wanted to talk to him.
At that point, once they had that little, once they had their drinks and all of that. Still.
And I would have got in my car and left. But she didn't do that. She goes there and whatever, Peter, Michael, John, I don't know his name.
Hold on, I'll tell you in a minute.
Yeah, tell me what his name is. She goes down and she's calling him. He's like, it's okay, I'm coming or whatever. She's like, come on back. He sees the room. She's staying where the steps are. And he keeps going. And she's like, where are you going? Where are you? And then she goes down looking for him. Idiot.
What was that? Is that? No, I mean, no. Everett.
Everett? Maybe it's Everett? Yeah, it was Everett.
Yeah, it was Everett.
But I'm still here, people.
I looked up and didn't see you. It's funny. I know you're still sitting there, but it's just funny to look up and she's not on the screen.
So she's like, Everett, where are you? And he's then she started hearing him say, no, she goes down and sees another. She going through where's cages.
Yeah.
Dummy. Then she sees a stairwell and another stairwell. This is all in the basement. And then there's another stairwell and it's tunnels and stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot down there.
So he's like, and she's like, oh, I'm coming. Nope.
The cops will be here in a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
I'm leaving them a note where to find you.
So she goes down the steps like an idiot. And he runs up to her all distraught and is like, come on. And she's like, no, I'm going that way.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, they're that way.
She's that way.
Oh, she's that way.
She said, she's that way. He's like, no, I don't care. That's where the way we came from. Let's go back that way. He said, I ain't going back that way. Mm-hmm.
So then you see this figure comes. This pale, pasty,
long,
that never saw sunlight, distorted, ancestral being. It was a girl.
Nasty and naked, too.
He saw his tits.
You did, too. She was... We'll get to that part.
So she comes up and grabs the man by the head and kills him. The girl's just standing there while she's killing him, which is dumb. Because once I would have saw her coming up, I wouldn't have been there in the first place. But if I happened to be there in that place, once I saw her come out, I would have ran.
Yeah. While she was doing whatever the hell, I'm going.
She got to step over him after eventually, but I'm going.
Yeah.
So she stays there and then get captured.
Well, it cuts away to the third boy, to Justin.
So Justin owns the home. Oh, it was more stuff that happened because I didn't see that the first time. Justin is like in the movie field or Hollywood. And he gets a call, like he just got a show, and he gets a call while he's on the road. I guess he purchased some things or whatever. And
wait, Justin's the guy's real name. What's his name? AJ. And his agent or something calls him and tells him that a woman is accusing him of rape. Yes.
So he's going through this whole process. He ends up having to sell all his stuff, so that's how he gets back to this house.
Yeah.
To
pay for the legal fees.
So he comes in there and he's looking at the place. He ends up seeing people's things there. because they never left.
Yeah.
And he calls the agent and they're like, well, we haven't had people in there in 2 weeks. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So, he starts looking around.
Yeah.
Then he goes in the basement, right?
Eventually, yeah.
Oh, he goes in the basement and he sees the door open and he's like, wow, I got more room. And he starts taking measurements.
Yes, that's what it is. The door's open. He starts taking measurements, trying to add square feet to the house because he's trying to sell the house.
Idiot. But beyond that, he called the girl that he raped. Maybe I need to take the ear. I don't know.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I don't know what
I think if it was
happened that night.
If it happened in the 60s or 70s, it wouldn't have been anything. But anytime after that, it was rape.
Yeah, it was rape. He raped her because he said to the girl. He said to when his friends, he was like, "Did you do it?" He was like, "Well, of course." He said no at first, and then
we had consensual sex.
It came into consensual sex, and then
like no, she said no at first. It was no the whole way, probably. Yeah. Like
so
yeah,
he raped her.
Yeah, pretty.
But we didn't know this until after he meets the girl and everything. Yeah. So he's going in the basement and then he's looking and he finds the room. And he's like, this is weird. But he doesn't leave. Yeah. He continues on. And he's still taking measurements. Mm-hmm. And that's what he get, being greedy. And then something happens where the measuring tape snaps back. Yeah. Then what happened? Okay, he started running. I think he did start running.
At one point, but did he see her?
Oh, no, he didn't see the girl yet. He didn't see the big tall lady yet. Wait. Oh, he didn't see the tall lady yet. He goes through. You gotta look on your phone while I be trying to remember this stuff. He goes to the. He goes to the. Cut this part out.
Is that when he ran into the old man?
No, not yet. No, what happens is he does run away from the woman.
Yeah, that's what
and then he runs and falls into the hole, and she puts the lid over him, the gate open. When he gets down there, he sees the girl.
The first girl, the black girl.
And she's like, "Shh, mommy's mad. Don't make mommy mad." And like,
yeah, we be like, "Oh, she didn't die. Yeah. This is crazy. How long she been down there now?"
And she's like, she just wants to be your mother. Like she just wants you to be her baby.
She comes back and it sticks a bottle through the thing.
But his hair all over the bottle.
And it's old. It's nasty.
This one of the old ones from like Popeye the Sailor-Man when you not Wimpy, but
Sweet Pea.
So and she's like, just drink it or she's gonna get mad. And then she gives it to the girl and the girl's just like, and then she hops down there because the guy wouldn't drink it. And she grabs the girl and she's like, Mama,
baby, Mama. And it was so disgusting and eerie.
And she was just sitting there like, so she grabs the boy, and I guess she can climb really easily. Yeah. She grabs him, take him upstairs in the room. Tell him what happened then, Anthony.
There's a movie playing on the old VHS tape.
Mm-hmm. Go on. It's okay.
No, it's not okay. It was disgusting.
Tell the people what happened.
She forced the man to breastfeed. And she was old and dirty and it was nasty. And I
and he just was like, no. And she was like,
yeah. And then
and he just like,
Stop. Oh, it's so bad. It was so bad.
Stop it, kid.
All the gory stuff we watch, and I think that turned my stomach so much more.
So after she the girl climbs up out of the thing.
Yeah, because they left the gate open.
Yes.
So she climbs up.
And she runs
back to the basement.
Yes.
But the door is locked again.
How did she get? She climbs.
She's baiting on the window, and the bum.
The bum
who was trying to save her ass in the first place. Now she realized he was like, "We gotta go. We gotta go now." Yeah. She come out of there at night. And it was daytime then. Yeah. And then he grabs her, and he was like, "You can either come back with me, or you can go on with your business, but don't go back there." Yeah. And I don't know why she didn't get her car. Oh, she had the keys. The keys was in the house, I think.
So she's like, no, I gotta save the boy. He was like, leave
No,
that man,
no.
leave him.
She said, but he's down there, and she don't even know his name.
Mm-mm.
He just fell in the pit that day.
Yeah. So
He didn't save you.
Nope.
It's him not wanting to drink the milk is the only thing that saved you.
Ugh. But yeah. So she runs to town, and then she runs into some police officers.
That old lady still like no babies around.
But you remember that? We're gonna tell you about that. She finds the police officers. The police officers like, oh, you the person that called like 2 weeks ago? Oh, it looked like you're all right. Let's see your ID. And she was like, I don't have ID because it's back in the day. He was like, we don't have ID.
He said, I was abducted. Blah 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 blah. And like, the cops really did not give a F. No. And because she was all disheveled and everything else, and with the homeless man, they figured she was just a crazy homeless lady. And that's how they treated her.
And then what they did with her is they was like, we're gonna take you to the station, but they ended up getting a call and took her right back to the house. Yeah. So she runs into the house, grabs her keys, and you think she's gonna leave.
Oh yeah. Because they didn't want to go in the house. They was like, well, do you live there? And she was like, no, but he's in the basement. You gotta come. And
he was like, we gotta call. You gotta go.
Yeah.
So she goes and get the car. Instead of leaving, she rams the car into the side of the. No, that's not what happened.
Not yet.
I'm wrong.
Yeah.
What did she do? She goes into the house and takes the keys, and she goes to save the guy.
Yeah, and she makes sure she props the door open this time.
Yeah.
If that one can keep you in the cage all that time, what make you think she can't do it again?
That's right. When she comes down there, it distracts the mama because she finds out her baby going or whatever. Mm-hmm. He runs and he's running through the tunnel. Keeps running. She chases after him, and then
he gets to another door
with a bell on it.
Yeah, and when she see him get there, she gets scared.
All back like,
oh no, I don't go behind that door. Like, you shouldn't have came behind my door.
I don't go behind that door. Yeah. So he goes through the door, and what he finds is this old white wrinkly man
just laying in the bed, looking like Father Time.
So let's talk about who this man is, because that is like
the homeless guy told the girl who she was. That's when we get the flashback.
Yeah. So it was a suburban white town.
Yeah.
And what happened is back in the day, when he was coming back, he was going to the market, and he came back with his neighbor. His neighbor was like, we're moving. Are you going to move too? Because the neighborhood's going down. You know what that means.
Yeah.
So that's why different. But he was like, I'm never moving.
Yeah. And then you see all the white neighbors moving away, and then start deteriorating, but he don't go nowhere. And so what he started doing is...
Well, before then,
he was... Probably the whole time. Because he had been digging these friggin' tunnels. He couldn't go nowhere.
He was following women home and pretending to be like a maintenance person, and then going in and unlocking the window and then coming back in and taking them.
Yeah.
And what he was doing, what we ended up finding out, is he was impregnating these women, I guess possibly killing them later, and then impregnating the babies that he had with them over and then more and more, whatever.
Yeah.
And that's when you got the giant, pale, stringy mammoth.
But so, but I mean, something had to been drinking the milk the whole time for her to keep. If it ain't no baby,
he must have been drinking the milk.
But I don't know. She was scared of him. Why was?
Well, when he rang that bell.
But I figured the bell was a signal, like, oh shit, the door open. Like, so then she run hide because she know he coming out.
I thought it was like ding-a-ling-ling time. The great-great-grandfather. I don't know. So he's laying in the bed, and the guy sees his tapes, and he's looking. He sees all these tapes, and tapes was just weird names like Junkie, Pamela, Redhead.
Redhead from the gas station.
Yeah.
And then you realize that's the chick from the beginning.
So the man in the bed, the nasty man. Yeah, back from the flashback. The nasty man pulls a gun out, and he thinks he's going to shoot him, but he ends up killing himself
because he realized now pretty much he'll probably go end up getting caught.
And maybe he saw what his great-great-grandchild looked like and was like, I ain't doing this no more.
Yeah, he probably couldn't no more. I don't think he could get out that bed. At that point, he was probably about to die.
So he kills himself. The guy takes the gun, and he goes on out to get
out.
Well, what happened? What did you got to help me out with all this?
And I'm trying to remember. You jog my memory.
Oh, that's right. As he's going down, the girl's coming down to save him, and he thinks the other girl
he accidentally shoots her. Yeah, I forgot. This is when he started doing her real.
Yeah. Oh, he was definitely a rapist.
He shot her
he
by
shot
accident.
her by accident, but then he helps her up to get out of there.
And they're going to get out of there. And don't the thing come?
The
No,
thing-
no. This is when she hits it with the car because they make it out of the basement.
Yeah, they make it out with the basement,
But I think it's dark outside now.
and they're running.
Yeah, and she comes out after him.
Yeah,
because
she
it's
starts
dark.
coming out after. And they run to the bum's house, and they was sitting there with him. He's supposed to help me. He's like, "We're going to stay here overnight because she never bothered me." Oh, you took her babies.
Yep. So
she came in there
and killed the bum.
just smashed his head or something. Just
Yeah, like real quick and nasty.
Sometimes.
Just mind your business.
Just mind your business. But after that, they run and they end up running up this tower thing because they're getting running away from it. She's got a bullet in the stomach and trying to get there. And he's looking like, oh man, she's coming. And she's like, oh, just, let's go.
That on the roof.
On the roof. So what he does, he's like, well, she's going to keep coming after us. I got to buy me some time.
She climbs up on the roof and she up there and she backed him to the edge.
So he grabs the girl and was like, I know what you want.
You want your baby.
And throws the girl
off the roof. After she came back to save him.
Mm-hmm. And you shot her. So what happens? The mom.
Well, don't stop calling that thing the mom.
She wanted to be the girl mom, and she identified as the mom, so she's the mom.
Yeah.
So she runs
and dives off.
Gets her baby. That's what
catches her in the air and rolls
turns her over and let her lay on her.
Yeah.
And so the guy comes down and was like, "Oh, my bad."
He realized she's alive. He's like, "Oh,
shit. Oh, I ain't really.
I had to.
Meant to do.
It was gonna be either both of us,
but
or
come on,
and I knew she would save you.
You alright? And so the mom said,
"She get up too because she ain't dead yet either because she's some kind of mutant
and tear him up for her baby, her daughter." Yeah. And then she goes up the daughter and her there, and then she's like, baby. And then she's like, I can't.
Yeah, I'm outside now.
I want to go, and I can't go back when she's like, come up, mommy. And then she's like, no. And she ends up, that's messed up. The lady took care of her for 2 weeks.
She kidnapped her too.
But she took care of her as well. She gave all the nutrients she had. She offed her mother.
Good.
And then she walked away.
Yeah, where does
mm-hmm.
Better than a lot of stuff we watched, but that one part was just nice. I take the gore all day long over all that. It was rotten press. Probably had lumps in it.
Curdled. Well, that was the movie Barbarian. I liked it.
I watched it.
Well, hopefully you like it too if you watch it. I recommend that you go watch it. It was strange, but you should go watch it.
And then come back and comment.
Let us know.
Let us know what you thought about it.
And if you saw the same things we saw, because sometimes we mix movies up. No, we don't. Maybe.
We watch a whole bunch of movies.
So, this is from B to Z.
No ways allowed.
We'll see you next movie.